Tingles with flyby. Hi guys, thought I'd do something a little different tonight. So I went to university before, about 10 years ago. And when I was there, I was studying linguistics, and I also studied about 4 different languages. So one of the languages that I studied was American Sign Language, ASL. So I thought, because I know hand movements can be a very good trigger for some people, particularly me as well. So I thought that maybe we could learn some sign language together. I was just gonna go through a couple sign language alphabets. So ASL, and then I think a lot of you guys know that I now live in Australia. So I have tried to learn a little bit of Australian Sign Language as well. I don't know nearly as much Auslan, is what it's called, as I do ASL. But I just thought today I could just start with the alphabets and see how you guys like it. So what I will do though is, if you guys would like me to, I'll do another video and I will finger spell the names of the first, let's say, 5 people who comment on this video. So if you want me to finger spell your name, and I'll give you a little hello on the video, then just go ahead and comment down below. I will either do your username or if you want it to be like your real name, you can just put that in the comment and that's what I would spell out. So yeah, that will be our first thing. I'll do it in ASL and Auslan. So now I'll just start with the ASL alphabet. So ASL is a one-handed alphabet. You normally should do it with your dominant hand, but I think my left hand's prettier, so we're just gonna go with that. So it's also got my beautiful ring on it. I love my ring. So this is the letter A. So it's kind of a little bit of a fist, but you have your thumb sticking out at the side here. So just like that. All your fingers closed. So that's an A. Then we have a B. All your 4 fingers up with your thumb coming across there. And your fingers are all together up here. So it's kind of like a number 4, but everything all together with your thumb going across. Next we have C. So with the C, see, it looks like a C shape, and it does use all your fingers. So you can see from the top, it has all the fingers. D looks a lot like a lowercase d, so all your fingers except your one pointing up come together and meet your thumb, kind of making your little circle, and then you have the finger pointing up, looking like a D. Next we have E. So there's 2 ways to kind of do the E. I mean, just in that you can have a space here or not. I actually used to do mine more like that, and I do it a little bit more like that now. But you kind of see the 2 variations. So you have your thumb coming across, and then you have your 4 fingers kind of bent over, but they can go over and rest on the thumb, or just kind of bend on themselves. Next you have F. Looks a little bit like an A-OK symbol, so it's an F. Next we have G. So G it does have this sort of shape, so your finger and thumb are both out. It can sometimes be hard to see that from front on, but that's how you do that. And then you have H. That one you bring your thumb back in, so it's just two fingers sticking out straight. And that's your H. And then we have I. So I, you have all your hand kind of in a fist, and then just the pinky sticking out over on the side. And then you use that same hand shape to draw a J, so like that for a J. And then we have K, so it's kind of like a V shape or a number 2, but then with your thumb in between the index and middle finger. So you have that for K. L is just L like an L, these fingers bent over. M, so this you kind of have a fist shape, but you take your thumb and put it under 3 fingers. We always remember these is you can kind of think of a lowercase m and kind of draw it that way. And the reason I see lowercase you'll understand in a second. So that's M, and then N is just 1 over, so you think of a lowercase n like that. And then T is one other, but we'll get to that in a second. So we have N, then O, so that's all your fingers going together, creating a nice little O shape. So P is like that, so you take your K hand shape and then put it down for a P. Q is like that, so you have your G hand shape, and then it just is facing down. So the direction your hand is facing is important, so details are important like that just to differentiate between your letters. P, Q, R is that. So just kind of having your fingers crossed, that's your R. S is just a normal fist with your thumb going across all your fingers. Then we have T, as we said, so you have M, N, and then T is just under with 1 finger on the other side of your thumb. U is like your H, but facing up, and then your fingers are pointing outwards. Then V is just your fingers split up, looking like a V. Then W kind of looks like a W. Your finger, thumb, and pinky do meet. So you can do it kind of like that. You can do it like that. It's just more so just having these 3 fingers up, but they do come together at the bottom there. W, X just kind of goes like that. I don't know exactly what that shape is supposed to look like, but that's your X. Y is like that, so you have your thumb and pinky extended, and it really does look like a Y shape, so you just have like that. And then Z, you just take a pointer finger and draw Z. So that's, we'll just go through it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So there we are for ASL. So we can show tingles with flyby. Oh God, I lost myself there. Flyby. There we go. Got my P in. I'm not used to. I tend to, like, if I'm talking to myself, I'll finger spell to myself, or sometimes sign to myself. But ever since I started learning Auslan, I finger spell to myself in Auslan instead, so I'm a little bit out of practice with my ASL. So now we'll move on to Auslan. Auslan, what you'll notice is that it's a two-handed alphabet. Obviously, when we were doing ASL, we could do everything with one hand. It's not like that necessarily when you sign, but all of your alphabet can be done with one hand. With Auslan, most of the letters take two hands, and so let's just dive right into our Auslan alphabet. So the important thing is we're going to it's going to matter for our dominant and non-dominant hand. So when I use my left hand on this part, that means you should use your non-dominant hand. So you would reverse it if you are left-handed, but if you're right-handed, you should do it like I do with the left hand doing these parts. So what you'll notice first, because we're starting with the letter A, which is like this, is the vowels. So your vowels in Auslan are all on your hand. So you have A, E, I, O, U. So you point at your thumb for your A, index finger for E, middle finger for I, ring finger for O, and pinky for U. And what you'll notice is also, as I've been moving through, I also move the finger towards my pointing finger. So I'm not just pointing like this, but I am making a movement. So it kind of makes the finger stick out a bit as well as you're doing it. And that's I think part of that is just for clarity. Makes it a lot more obvious than if you're just kind of in there and it's a lot harder to tell which finger you're actually pointing at. So just, when you're making the letter, just make sure you really put your finger out there. So without further ado, let's get further into the alphabet to the letter B. So the letter B is done like this. So with these ones, you can do them kind of open like this, or you can close your fingers. They're just two different ways, kind of like a different dialect is just how you would go. So when you're just kind of learning, you can just make a choice, but probably if you were going to start speaking to people, you'd probably adopt whatever they do. But for now, since we're just learning, I do use this. I think up in Brisbane, that area, they use a more closed section, but I tend to use open, as you'll see as we go through. So B, and then we have C. This is our dominant hand, so if there are any single letter, they will be with your dominant hand. So C, what you'll notice here is that these fingers are closed. In our ASL C, we had everything open. This one, it just has the index finger and the thumb that are open for the C. Then for the D, we take that C shape, put it together, make a D. Looks like a capital D. Then we have E, which we went through, so that's our index finger. Then we have F. So this takes two kind of H symbols, puts them on top of each other. So that's our F, kind of at a square angle. Then we have G, so here we take two fists, put them on top of each other, and that's our G. So G. Then we have H, so here we take two open-faced palms, and you slide them against each other. So H. Then we have I. For your J, you use your pointer finger to draw a J shape on your non-dominant hand. K, we get our dominant hand in this finger shape, and then it goes across like that. So you can see it kind of looks like a K shape. L, we take a pointer finger and it just smacks right just a single finger. And then M is 3 fingers. And then we have N, which is 2 fingers. And we have O, which we went through before. It's on our ring finger. Then you have P. So P, your dominant hand is doing kind of the circle bit. So that can be open or closed. It probably looks more like a P if you do it closed, but I do it open. Q, you have your non-dominant hand then doing your circle part, and your dominant hand is doing kind of your little tail hanging out. So you can see that from this side. Just kind of looks like a Q, especially if you close it, but I always do it open. Q, then you take that same shape and make an R. That's your R. To me it looks kind of like a lowercase r on there. S, we take our 2 pinkies, come together in this shape. So that's our S. T, you have your open hand and you just point right kind of in the bottom of your palm. T, then we have U, this is our pinky. Then V, we take our 2 fingers, put them against your hand like that. So U, V. And then W, you spread your fingers and then they come together like that. So, nice little W. Doesn't really look at all like a W to me, but it's a fun little one to make. So it's just like that. Then we have X, which has 2 pointer fingers, which then cross against each other, looking just like an X. And then we have Y, so Y, you kind of make a little L shape, and then you just use your other pointer finger to make a little sign there. If you're doing it slow, you just kind of do it like that. You can just kind of tap it there if you're going through really quickly. You'll see, maybe, I probably won't go that fast, but you'll see if you practice a lot, you'll start to see that you kind of go quickly through your finger spelling. And people will still understand you because a lot of sign language, you're not necessarily looking at your hands, you're looking at the face and the mouth to really read, and the signs are kind of in your periphery to help you understand what you're seeing there. So facial expressions are a huge, huge component of all sign language. So they can convey a lot of meaning. So a similar sign can be completely different just by making a different facial expression. So just a cool little fact that we'll throw in there. Now I forget what letter I was on. Y. So close to the end. And Z or Z. So that you just take kind of a bent hand shape like that, comes in at the palm, and that's your Z. So we'll go through. So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So, there we go. And we can also say tingles with flyby. So, thank you for watching, and again, comment down below if you would like me to finger spell your name in both ASL and Auslan. I will spell out the first 5 commenters on my next ASL Auslan video. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you'd like to learn some more sign language. If you would like to also, for our first 5 commenters, put in a word and I will sign them both. I'll sign the word in the next video.